Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and also, welcome to another, semi-state of the dojo, but also things will run a little bit differently here, with it also being the final stream that I do before I officially study abroad. Can you believe it? So my flight's in about 48 hours. So I've been packing, I've been getting like the things that I need before I go. Just overall, it's just been really just a lot of stuff's been happening. So that's why, I was actually originally supposed to do this on Tuesday, but the errands over the past 48 hours have been so rigorous that it ended up being pushed to today, which is literally like, I literally have like 24 hours after that to basically get everything all together. And then off to Japan, Nihongo ni ikimasu. So, yeah, it's just been a lot of travel stress lately. So I've just been taking it a day at a time, and I'm trying not to have too many meltdowns on the way. And it's just been, it's been a lot, but taking it a day at a time, because that's really all I can do, right? Anyway, I'm here. So, I decided to do something a little bit different this time, and I decided to do an AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything. So, if you have any stuff that you want me to talk about, be it behind the scenes, what I do around here, anything that you've just been curious about in terms of me or somebody else or something else about the channel or things you want me to do next, etc., I'm down to talk about it, okay? So, yeah. And we might have a little bit of a game, like a little bit of a chill game thing today. So if y'all want to stick around for that, you're welcome to. If I have the energy, I might pull a few cards, but I won't probably do any of the full-on readings because, I'm kind of feeling a little bit tapped out, but I'll see what I can do. But for the most part, this is what's going to be happening in terms of what's going to be happening on the channel from this point onward. So what I'm going to be doing is more or less the streams. I think it's going to be in a very modified schedule. So I've decided that I'm going to give myself the first week there no streaming obligations whatsoever. So there's going to be no streams, probably no Seer Saturday, for at least the first week. It'll give me, I'll basically give myself until the summer solstice, which is happening on the 20th, and then Father's Day on the 21st. But basically I'm going to have until then to basically let myself adjust to the schedule, adjust to the timing, adjust to the workload, etc. Just being in the country, all that to basically just let myself get used to things. And then I think the most I can promise you guys is probably maybe one live stream a week is the most I could probably give you. Now in terms of how that's going to happen, that's the part I'm still figuring out in this moment. I don't know which computer I'm going to take. Whether it's going to be this one or the other one. And the iPad for sure I'm going to take with me. But in terms of everything else, in terms of like which computer I'm going to take with me, that's the part I'm still figuring out. Because the gaming laptop, it's nice. It has a very nice capacity to it, and it can certainly tolerate my workload in terms of school and stuff. But there's two things I'm already coming across an issue. Number one, it's pretty heavy. Like, it's pretty substantial in weight, and like to lug that around is going to be workload and a half. So that's one part of it. The other thing is that typing in Japanese is not going to be as intuitive as compared to what I do with my Mac. And hey, Tanya, hello. So there's a couple things I have to think about. So one is, well, obviously the weight. The other thing is, like, typing in Japanese, it's not as natural with me in the Windows as compared to my Mac, where I have like a couple workarounds where I can use to type it in. And then third, the editing software is completely different because I did promise vlogs, and I won't be able to do vlogs as easily with this computer. So, and I did promise you guys that it was going to be kind of in real time for you to like follow along. But if I do end up taking this computer, because the capacity is a lot better, it is going to mean the vlogs are going to have to wait until after the trip is over, which is not what I wanted to do, but it may have to come down to that. Now, in terms of the Mac, I'm pretty used to it. I know inside and out how that computer works. I feel pretty confident about that. So for the most part, yeah, I feel pretty good about using that computer. But there's a couple of issues with that one as well. So number one, my capacity is currently pretty limited, which thankfully that can be easily remedied with a solid state drive, like an external hard drive. So if I get one, then I can easily fix that. And then it also allows me to edit the vlogs in a pretty timely fashion as I go. The other issue is, which I don't know if the solid state drive will actually resolve that issue. But the other thing is, unfortunately, I do find that in recent months, I've been having issues with the stream cutting out, with the streams coming out every few moments whenever I play a game. So as a result, I can't do the walkthroughs as well as it could be. Now, my theory, and Fern's theory as well, is that it's probably due to the capacity being pretty full. And as a result of that, it's not having enough RAM for it to run the games that I usually run on the channel. So I'm thinking, in theory, if I do manage to get a solid state drive in the country, then I can basically upload whatever big files that I need to upload onto the solid state drive, and then that will leave enough capacity that the games will most likely run smoothly. So far, a lot more things are leaning towards the Mac being the better option of the two computers to take with me, and also it's lightweight, but they basically each have different problems, and one could be remedied more easily if I manage to find a file that does it. But for the most part, right now with my current situation, it's kind of down to like which evil would I rather hold down. And so So at least I would still have the vlogs, but it will affect the gaming, because some games I can't play on the Mac, and some games I can play on here. But yeah, y'all know the dilemma here right now. Ideally, I would just take both, but security wise, I just get scared that I'm going to be pulled aside, and then possibly one of them will get taken, and then it'll be all like, "Are you a secret agent?" and all that kind of all the kind of BS. So I really do have to decide which one I'm going to take with me. But outside of that, I mean, the most I can promise you, I mean, regardless, with the iPad, at least I have a streaming capacity. So the most. What the heck? It just cut out for like 2 seconds. Anyway, the most I can promise you guys is probably a stream once per week. Gaming I can't promise. Vlogs I certainly can, but depending on the device, I may have to wait until after the trip, which is not what I wanted to do, but it may have to come down to that. Or, if I happen to find a software that works just fine with this, I could probably do it week to week, and then maybe I'll try and adapt to this system and try to find some way to like write katakana and stuff. Because that's like the one thing that I'm having trouble with, is just writing other characters pretty naturally. So there's pros and cons to each. On the other hand, though, in terms of the Japanese one, in terms of like getting the katakana typed in, I could just use the iPad because it's the same system as I use in my Mac. So that might be a zero-sum, like, just might be a non-issue as a result. But yeah, still have to decide what's going on. But for the most part, regardless, I am hoping to do videos for you guys for my travels, and will update as much as I can. So, but yeah, overall, it's going to be, there's going to be a break for sure. It's going to be like a huge drop in my streaming schedule for sure. But for the most part, I'm going to do my best to at least keep this going. So you guys are just not like, what's going on? What's happening? Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, Tanya. I really appreciate it. And you also have Japanese heritage. That's cool. Nice. So yeah, tonight is an AMA. So y'all can feel free to ask me anything. If I have the energy, I might do some cards too, but for the most part, this is kind of like a chill stream where we're just chatting back and forth for the most part. Because I mean, I felt like it was time for me to like do something a bit more chill. That also I've been trying to pack. I originally was going to do like a facial or something while on camera, but like, I just got back from the mall, like shopping for some stuff for the trip, so I kind of had like no, and between that and I said starting up the AMA in half an hour on my Discord, I just had no time to like basically do anything. So most of it's probably gonna be like post stream or something, but yeah. I think I might let a bit of cedar for just a little bit of a come down, so to speak. Yeah. Tell me later, reading. I already know what's happening in my life in astral and physical. Nice. Yeah. Y'all got any questions? Got any things you want me to talk about, etc.? Anything you're curious about me? Feel free to ask. Some of it's in my channel description, but there are other ones that are just like, well, I don't talk about that much, so. And I also do have stories that I would love to share. So, whew, excuse me. It's been a long day. Okay. All right. So, Tanya, you got a question here. So, what kind of spiritual work do you do? Like, what's your experience with it? Okay. So, it kind of varies. Like, right now, it's very much on the personal level. Like, whatever I do on camera, I do myself off camera as well. So I like to be able to say, not like to be able, I prefer to practice what I preach and be able to like do things that I would basically do myself. So I'm very particular about my methods. So like 90% of the time, like the things that I pull here, I do for myself. The Oracle forecasts that I do during the week, I actively think about them myself during the week as well. Unfortunately, this upcoming week, on the 13th, I think the 13th is Sunday. Let me see. Oh, 14th. This 14th, there isn't going to be one. So y'all are going to be going in a little bit blind knowledge wise, but like the world's your oyster at that point. So with everything we've worked on up until this point, have fun with it. But yeah, so obviously I do cards off camera. So that's one part. The chakra checkups that you guys probably seen, and yeah, Tanya, like you're probably like the strongest person I've ever seen with that one, like the clearest one I've seen with that one. Do the chakra checkups, and then I do like a little bit of energy work, like non-initiated stuff, just basic energy work, like whatever I sense, I just do what I need to do, and I meditate and shift the stuff that needs to be shifted. I admit I haven't been on it for the past couple weeks, but I'm gonna try and get back into it during my time in Japan. I also meditate. I've been doing a lot of goddess work for the past, at this point, it's been 6 years, possibly actually a bit longer than that. Probably more like 8, pretty close to a decade. Probably like the past 8 years, I've been doing a lot of like goddess devotional work. Some of it I've done with my mentor, Sama Corral, who runs the channel Flourishing Goddess, which, by the way, she just did this really amazing ritual for yesterday's conjunction. So yeah, I do a lot of different things, and there's more things that I'm hoping to explore. I'm hoping to learn more Reiki. Since I'm going to Japan, I'm hoping to at least maybe try some Reiki in terms of like experiencing it myself. There's like a couple of places that are near the campus I'm going to be at, so I'm hoping to maybe like feel a lot more centered as I go there. Okay, so which gods do I work with? Well, mostly goddesses, actually. Right now I'm working with Isis. I also have worked a lot with Athena. It seems like Athena's been calling me back recently, so it feels like whenever I get to an academic situation, she comes on the strongest, and she kind of stepped back over the past year and a half, but she's been coming back bit by bit in recent years. Like, I've worked with her since I was a teen in Catholic school. Like, she was very much a pretty early influence in my life. She's everywhere for me. So Athena's a big one. Lakshmi is another one that's been a constant presence for me. Aphrodite, I've only recently I feel like I finally started understanding how she works. And I feel like, contrary to how the Bible tends to portray him, I even find like the Christian God sometimes, I don't find him as restrictive as like the books tend to portray him as, in my opinion. And in terms of Christianity, well, Jesus obviously, but then also Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene's like a huge one for me. Mother Mary too, but Mary Magdalene's been coming up more and more recently. And then in terms of saints, Saint Clare, Saint Cecilia, Saint Henriette de Lisle, Saint Bridget, both a goddess and a saint. Work with them quite a bit as well. I did a devotional to Bridget last year, actually, and that shifted quite a lot of things. So, long story short, I've worked with a lot of goddesses and deities and stuff. And, oh yeah, and then this year, Ame no Uzume no Mikoto has been popping up a lot. Like, she's been... I mean, I've known about her for a while, and funnily enough, she's the patron goddess of the United States in terms of like Shinto practitioners here in the United States. But also, I really liked the concept of like a goddess of mirth and entertainment, just helping people have a good time, and remembering people's joys. Like, she likely isn't documented, but not all Kami have been documented. Yeah, I think I might have read about this one, but I don't remember what her name is. But I've heard of her. And then, in terms of Orishas, I've worked with Yamaya and Oshun quite a bit. I was very deep into Yamaya at one point, like super deep. Like, I was writing this, fanfic, based on Assassin's Creed, where I set it in Argentina, and the character that I wrote had like her spirituality based in Lukumi, which is like it's basically like the Afro-Latino version of like voodoo or Vodun, for putting it in very basic terms. And Yamaya was a very strong presence in writing that story. I haven't finished it, but like those times when I did that story was very powerful, for sure. And I feel like, for the way I've experienced the divine, at least, I don't think there's that really dramatic split that modern religions tend to describe spirituality as. Like, I feel just as much comfort with, let's say, Green or White Tara as much as I did with the angels, or Mary Magdalene as much as Amaterasu, for example. Working with the whole mass, and now that I have a personality shift back to my original self from when I was young, I don't feel I need to do it anymore. Interesting. But yeah, long story short, I've worked with a lot of deities, and I know for a lot of official religions, it would be considered like blasphemy, grounds for excommunication, etc. But from what I've experienced, at least, I feel like spirituality... I feel like spirit has no construct. I feel like humans often have built the constructs. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't respect traditions. Of course I do. Like, I don't touch any aspect of like close traditions that I'm not initiated in, or I've not asked permission for, or I've never learned. Like certain things, like sage, for example, or sweetgrass, for example, I don't get that from like new age shops or anything like that. I always get it from indigenous sources, and they always teach me how to do it properly. Outside of that, it's like once it runs out, I don't use it anymore. It's all done. That's basically what happened with most of the herbal medicines that I've had. But yeah, it's like whatever I'm taught, I try to do my best to do it. Hey Messa, how's the energy blockage? Did I remove it right? Keep in mind I did it blind. Yeah, I think it did. I think it definitely did something. I feel like something has been flowing for sure. I don't feel like as if there's been as much of a tension here as it has been before. I know partially it was also due to, I think it was also just a bit of old programming that just needed to be released. So, but yeah, I think you definitely did something, so thank you for that. It's actually pretty nice, though. She's also been teaching me and assisting me in my magic skill. Like, she's been teaching me better techniques and also patience. The one thing I find interesting is that she's not a fan of Buddhism or any cosmic spirits within Buddhism, which surprised me since Buddhism and Shinto have always been sort of blended. Not always throughout history, but hey. And to be honest, the fact that she was able to make it rain in my area proves kami are the earth of the world. Yeah, absolutely. I could totally see that. Like, I've had moments where deities have made their strong presences mostly through animals. Like Saima did a reading for me the first time we met, like finally met in person. Like not in person, like as in live, but like in person as in like through a phone call. And she did like a goddess reading for me, and it was really profound. And one of the deities that they said, that she said that was coming to usher me into my next chapter of my spirituality and of my transformation was Artemis. And I found that fascinating because, well, Artemis has been, I mean, she is the protector of women and young girls, but she's also, like, from like the way the myths have been told about her, she's also very queer. And the most queer I am is being Ace. Everything else is just, well, kind of what you would expect. And so it kind of surprised me, like, out of all deities that could have come up, like Artemis really supported me. And it's like, oh yeah, like she came up strong. Because like later on, just after that reading, I biked around my block, and then I'm thinking about the reading, and then I see a deer in the middle of the grass. And then I kind of felt like, this is Artemis coming to say hello, isn't she? And then then the deer just like stepped forward a little bit when I thought about Artemis's name. And then I like said like a kind of a mental prayer of like thanks and like hoping. And I think around the time that she had just started the Awakened Goddess training too for Saima, she just started that training program, and I kind of like asked her to like help me through that program and help me learn what I needed to learn. And I said my thanks, and then after I said my thanks, the deer walked away like as if we were conversing. It was kind of incredible. So yeah, deities make themselves known pretty strongly when you pay attention. The divine in general has such subtle signs. Yeah. Oh, it makes sense? Okay, how so? I'm kind of curious. About Artemis? It's about Artemis, like her showing up? Multiple reincarnations made deities, not enough now, I think of it. And during this transformation, I learned to use my own energy and powers again. Not in this world, but I can feel everything again. It's part of me, and I felt paralyzed without it. Interesting. I remember coming to her, though, being like, make it rain, and offered her mochi and arranged later that day. Though a time-sized hail, mind you. And I mean, it makes sense based on how God surprised us. Yeah, they just do what they need to do. And with how subtle they can be sometimes, they sometimes have to make it more obvious of like, hello, I'm here. Like, they make it obvious. Like, I think I was Yeah, the thing that really stood out to me more was, I mean, granted, we have rituals and stuff, right? But sometimes they don't even do that. They just like, if you just have like sometimes if you just have a conversation with them, they sometimes will do enough. Like I typically don't touch nature magic, but this is one of the few times where I did. And so I kind of had a conversation with, I think, Abanum Uzume and with nature, being like, listen, there's a ceremony happening on this date. If you could at least like delay the rainfall just a little bit, so that way it still happens, but it's like at least it keeps the ceremony copacetic. That would be great. And I kind of thought about like a ritual that I was gonna do for that. I even had like sigils that I was thinking of doing as well. And I thought about it in the back of my brain, and I think it was just like enough that it kind of transmitted the message of like, keep it clear on the ceremony day, keep it clear. And then like on the ceremony, it went from 90% chance of rain on the day it was supposed to happen to basically almost zero, like 1 to 2%. And it was clear, like perfectly clear for the ceremony. And then the next day it rained. So I was like, okay, clearly that worked. Like I really was paying attention to like the cause and effect of like stuff like that occurring, and I was really aware of accepting the consequences of what that kind of thing could do. But in this case it actually worked out. No flooding occurred. Everything got watered the way it was supposed to. Overall, and the festival was great. It was so much fun. Absolutely worth it. 10 out of 10 would do it again. And I did a little gratitude prayer during my opening speech for the ceremony, because I really wanted to like show like, hey, like, y'all did this, we did this together, so thank you very much for helping make this thing possible. Like, it was gonna happen rain or shine, but it would have been much better. Like, I knew it was gonna be much better and more memorable if we were able to have some portion of it outside, and it did happen, thankfully. So yeah, it is pretty fun. That's one I don't really touch unless absolutely necessary. I like love spells. Like, I'm very like wary of love spells too. I don't touch that stuff at all. The love that I only want to invoke is self-love, like making sure like I feel confident in myself and being able to give it to the people that I love and care about the most. Whenever I do that kind of love spell, just to like affirm that this existence is worth it, essentially. So if you're gonna do love spells, like maybe focus on yourself. Maybe like focus on how to have the energy within. It's my advice. Because when you think too much about like other people's free will and stuff, it gets dangerous. Practical magic and certainly the Love Witch will be very good cautionary tales in terms of that. I don't endorse the views of the latter, with the director and all that, even though she has pretty good taste in indie film. But that movie, especially The Love Witch, really shows the consequences of when you don't put your intentions in a very skillful way. Hey, G-Rock. It's a chill stream tonight, so y'all can basically ask me anything. Like, literally ask me anything. So what do you want to know about me? What do you want to know about the stuff that I do? Any behind the scenes stuff, etc. It's a little chill day. If I have the energy, I might pull a card or two. But for the most part, it's kind of like, I want to chat with you guys, because I really enjoy doing this. And I figured it would be a nice way to kind of like let you guys get to know me a bit more, besides me butchering game levels and shocking myself whenever I pull something pretty spot on with whatever's been going on around the world. Do you have blockages left that I can rid you of? You know what? Messa? I think it might be time for a proper checkup. So let me fun on camera moment. Fun on camera moment. So y'all will see that what I do on camera is what I do myself. So I figure we have a little bit of fun. So let me go ahead and get my my chakra checkup kit. I packed it in my backpack downstairs. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to access. So I'm gonna go grab my kit, and then we will see what blocks are there. It's gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a commercial pause. But when we come back, yeah, Messa, you and I, let's do this. So stay tuned, everybody. Take a little bit of a break. Refresh. There we go. Very unprofessional of me, but here we are. I'll be back. Just give me one moment. Okay, we're back. Thank you so much for your patience. I just needed to grab my kit, and I figured I'd play a little bit safe and give myself a little bit of time just in case I needed to like do anything else. Thankfully, it was pretty smooth. So, so that's interesting. That's so you did Reiki healing, like yeah, Mesa, are you certified? And in terms of answering your question, like you think it's like my right knee, I'm suspecting it might be more my left, actually. I do. I have some right here. I also have some holy water. Do I need to like place it in a particular way, Mesa? The water? Or is it just a container's fine? Okay. Alright, so we're doing a little bit of a chakra checkup for myself, too. So, that's gonna be fun. Alright. So, same thing I do for you guys, I do here. Gonna light up a bit of incense, too. I'm feeling some turtle incense would be good. You need it when we're done. Last time I got raspy energy from you as the knot went unstuck. Interesting. Yeah, I also got some moon water here too. So I've got like plenty of stuff. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll do the chakra checkup for now and see what's going on. So, yeah, take your time. This is gonna be fun. So... doing some spiritual work, a camera. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I almost called this the hot seat. Because, like, got some hot seat questions going on around here. Which is gonna be fun. I also call it State of the Dojo because in addition to, like, obviously being a fan of like, Japanese culture, Japanophile, and Otaku. Weeb is being proclaimed, though I'm still not a fan of the term. I also used to be a martial artist. Yeah, Japan's on Friday, actually. So I got a couple more days here, but it's my last stream until I fly. So, and then I'll resume in summer solstice. Hey, Scorpio. Yeah. So, Mess is going to be doing a little bit of an energy sweep for me. But in the meantime, while he's prepping for that, I'm going to do a chakra checkup on myself. Just to demonstrate that, like, the stuff that I do on camera, I do it for myself as well. And I was just kind of explaining why I call this State of the Dojo is because I used to be a martial artist. I mean, actually, not used to be. I still am a martial artist. I just came back to it after, like, a 15-year gap, essentially, of not practicing. It's not as bad as being a comedic white person and being called Hotep. And Hotep means something different in the black community, let me tell you. But yeah, I also kind of like the State of the Union idea, so I was like, State of the Dojo. It's kind of cool. So that's where I wanted to bring that kind of vibe in. And again, I almost would call this the hot seat today because I mean, I'm kind of in the hot seat. I'm really like talking about myself this time when I do talk about myself a lot on the stream too, but like not to this intense extent so much. It's mostly been in terms of like references to like how to make whatever's been coming up in the cards and stuff the most comprehensible to you guys. So that's what I tend to do. But yeah, this is like the most I've talked about myself personally on camera. And hopefully with the vlogs I'll be able to do much more of that. Like I'll be able to see like more sides of me that I haven't really been able to demonstrate too much with the live stream format. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. Okay. doing some energy work here, so I like to do a little bit of a barrier, since like, so that way like nothing random comes in and messes with it, and then it's like only people with like only things with loving intention should come into the space. So I use this nice selenite wand. Shout out to Athena Parakis from Sage Goddess. Used that for years. So comfy and hydrated, ready to help. I'm not certified. I'm mirror pain from the healing back onto myself, but it's fine when I use water to take the energy away. I see. So, do you recommend I use the water in the same way, Messa? Like, is that how I do it? Spice Messa called my heart chakra has a lot of issues. Like, it's usually the hardest chakra to keep healthy for me. Say an African man with an African style hat would think glass is being angry at me. Okay, got it. I have some moon water for that purpose. I charged it under the last full moon here, so I'll use it for that. So let's see what's going on. So I have a feeling about my root chakra, but let's see what's going on here. Okay, how's the root chakra doing? Okay, figures. Thank you. It is open, but it's kind of on the weak side, which is kind of understandable because I've been kind of like trying to push at bay like so many nerves about this trip, because it's very much like the first time I've ever been significantly away from my friends and family, and it's my first time like traveling on my own and not really knowing anybody on the other side, and yeah, it's a lot. So not surprising that like I'm kind of in survival mode right now. I've also not been walking as much as I usually would, so I'm walking a lot, but not as much, like not as deliberately as I usually would. So yeah, not surprising the roots kind of... I'm surprised it's even open at all. I thought it was going to be, like, shut. Okay, Sacral, let's see. How are you, Sacral? Are you open today? Oh, that's a strong yes. That was a much stronger yes. Aw, thanks, Tanya. Thank you. Yeah, Sacral, that's one of the strong ones that I have for sure, because I'm always thinking of stuff. Like, I'm always thinking of new things to do, be it here or in my life. Like, if I had a textbook of like reinvention, number one, whatever the definition of the book the word is. Number two, me. I'm always thinking of new things. And I've been thinking about like poetry and drawings, because like there's a manga class that's part of my program. It's only for one day, but I've been thinking about what I want to draw for that. And the class specializes in a format called yonkoma, which is a kind of manga where there's 4 panels. So there's like beginning, setup, punchline / twist, and then resolution. So that's what the four comic strips are. And it's in literally the name, yonkoma, like 4 comic strips or comic panels. So that's that. So it's gonna be interesting to like explore how that's gonna look. And I also want to get back into practice when I get going. Yeah, Garfield's basically a yonkoma, by Japanese definition. Yeah, basically Garfield. Okay, solar plexus. Let's see how you're doing. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's really... Ooh, yeah, that's really good. Okay. Yeah, that's really open, which is good. That's a huge improvement from when I was, um, when I first started getting into Reiki. Like the solar plexus often was often recalibrating. It was like always like but at least it's actually like strong this time, which is honestly like a relief. Where I'm really going to be interested in is, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll try my limbs too. It's my first time actually checking it like that. I used to, like, one of my yeah, the one Reiki practitioner that I have, like two Reiki practitioners actually. One is a bit more old school, like does the Usui tradition where it's more the meridians. She's pretty good at that, and also like surprisingly she can detect like health issues pretty easily. And then this other lady, she also checks the joints too, and yeah, my arms, like especially my elbows often get hit. But like it's also especially because like back then I did a lot of manual labor. I was an event technician, so I lifted speakers all the time. And especially when I went for Reiki more frequently, I also was doing a lot of gardening tasks too, and a lot of yoga. So I was doing a lot back then. Nowadays, not so much. I bet like if she checked my energy now, it'd probably look very different. So let's see how the heart's doing. So how are you? Are you open? Well, that is recalibrating. So things have been changing, which again, not surprising that like stuff's been going on in the heart area. Which again, usually it's open, but I think it's because like, again, there's been so much change, and I think there's been a lot of fear too, that it's been it's almost like it's kind of debating like, do I protect myself or do I basically just make myself vulnerable, essentially? It's a lot. That aura is a dark magenta with a bit of blue. On the heart? Interesting. Yeah, because like, I had a energy reading one time with this guy named Wafik, and he specializes in heart chakra stuff, and in particular, when he scanned me, when it came to my heart chakra, like he sees it as green and pink energy, and he basically saw almost all green, where green is usually about like the kind of love that's like more externalized, like me giving to someone else, and then the pink is more for self-love, and it was like the pink was like almost absent on me back then. I was like, woohoo. Did not realize that, but then I had to think about it and really journal about it, and it was like, yeah, he was spot on. I'm generous to a fault. So I kind of wonder what he would say now. The community where I met him from, unfortunately, is they've kind of gone silent after a while. It's kind of a dead server now, and the person who leads the server, Sky, is not as active on Discord as she used to be. So she's kind of given up on the platform. She found it a bit too overwhelming, which I don't blame her too much, considering that she's making videos all the time. But yeah, that's one thing I do miss about that community, was like the degree of hangouts that would happen on there. Okay, let's see throat. Let's see how this is. Let us see how this is. This is the one I'm really nervous about, because like all the years that I have been going to Reiki, the throat had been the one thing that always remained closed. I have a feeling this time might be open. And I think it was only like one session where it managed to open up, and then I think the next few were shut again. So I'm wondering how it is now. This is one I've been working on for a very, very, very long time. Like ever since I first learned about Reiki. So let's see. All right, throat. Are you open? Yes! It's open! Let's go! Our water herald is here. Hello, Momo. And thank you, Messa. But yes, it is finally open. Ah. Right on time, T, man. Auras change within the year. Overall, you are blue on top, magenta in the neck and midriff, blue in the stomach and legs. Interesting. Out of curiosity, Messa, what do the colors mean? Now let's see how the third eye is doing. Hello, third eye. Oh, that's open. That is open as hell. Yep. Might be a bit overworked, but yeah. That's open as hell. I used to know, but kind of forgot. Need to find the booklet. So it sounds like you really taught yourself. I mean, that was kind of similar for me with this energy work. Like, I think like 70% of it I taught myself, and then I think I did and then through the priestess training I learned a little bit with Saima. And then I'm trying to learn through official channels through one of my friends who is Reiki Master. So I'm hoping to be able to maybe like do some, like once I get like certifications and stuff. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think it's maybe because I'm not trained in it, but like I don't see like auras on the regular per se, like the colors like everywhere like most practitioners tend to say. Maybe then again, maybe it's because some practitioners like they train to like open and close their third sight or something. But for me, it's like it was more like I've always wanted to see auras, and it's like I wasn't sure that was what I was seeing until literally the convention I went to in February when I realized like, oh, I actually have this ability. Remember Naruto, it's like Byakugan for me right now. Ah, I see. So yeah, I went to this conference, the one I was talking about several times, like since February. Yeah, Evelyn Rose went with me as well. And Ratsu was supposed to go with me, but she had something else happen the same weekend. Otherwise she would have come with us. But anyway, I go to this conference with Matt Oren, the author of Psychic Witch and Mastering Magic. Really cool guy, by the way. Highly recommend his stuff. And he did a demonstration of what it looks like when an aura expands. So he told us how to basically gaze at him. How to gaze at him, like gaze at his aura without like straining our eyes too much. And basically, you look at somebody, or maybe even like a part of yourself, and then you basically look at the person or the part of yourself you're looking at, like as if you're looking out a window. You're not looking at anything in particular, you're just looking at the entire scene, in addition to maybe like the one thing you're staring at. And that window is your aura. And then you kind of like soften your gaze a little bit, and then just like be patient, and then let the colors come to you. And it was like so astounding. Like at first I saw like a white edge, and like not like a super strong white edge, like an outline, but like a white edge, like almost like smoke. Like the smoke you're seeing in front of you right now. It kind of looked like that, but like with light instead. And he said like, okay, are you seeing like a white edge right now? And I was like, that was like freaky when he said that. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and expand my aura now. And then I saw like yellow expand outwards from him. And I was like, and then he asked us like, what colors did we see? And then like somebody said pink, somebody said purple, and this person was partially blind, so it was really interesting to hear that. And then I said yellow. And then somebody else said yellow. And I was like, eh? And then I just, like, I had to, like, I was trying not to, like, scream or do anything like that, but, like, I was, like, mentally processing the back of my head. I was like, I actually have this ability? Like, what the heck? And then, Ev was like, yeah, I can't really see anything. It's like, I was like, really? And like, you're sensitive than me. You're more sensitive than me. You're manifesting the colors. But yeah, the fact that like he described basically exactly what I was experiencing, that was freaky. Well, it wasn't like in real time. It wasn't like in real time he was describing it when we were looking. It was like we were looking for like 2 minutes. And then after the 2 minutes, he said, okay, are you seeing this thing? And I was like, yes, I'm seeing that. So, yeah. I can see auras, apparently. I need a bit more like focus to do that, but yeah, I can see them. My clairsentience is a lot stronger. Like, I can feel energy pretty well. But I do have some clairvoyance when it comes to auras. But, oh yeah, crown chakra. Let's see how that's looking. Okay, crown chakra. All right, how are you? Oh, that's strong. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pendulum. So, like, I'm happy to say that everything's open. The only places of concern that I really have in terms of, like, the main chakra meridians are my heart and my root. But for the most part, everything's pretty much open. Which is very interesting because, I mean, I haven't done anything too intensive, energy-wise. Like, I mean, outside of the readings. I haven't done anything too intensive over the past week. So, I mean, the most I've probably done was maybe like the Queen Herbie track, Good Morning. Like, I meditate with that. I've meditated with that for the past 48 hours, and that's really been helping me to like keep a perspective. If y'all want to try that, I highly recommend it, because like she's like, that track is so good. And it's pretty short too. It's like a length of a regular. It's like 5 minutes. So it's pretty short. Length of a regular song, if you want to try it out. But have you been thinking of walking a lot? Because Japan is walking a lot. Yes, I have been. I mean, I'm walking everywhere. I've basically been like standing as much as I can. I'm trying not to be like the stereotypical American and leaning against things. It's kind of hard, but I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that. Trying not to be the stereotypical American and leaning against things. Just being more active. I walk everywhere. I stand everywhere. I do low squats. That could cause energy overflow and blockage, so that's the reason. Oh! Is just thinking about it, can it do energy blockages? Interesting. But yeah, so limbs wise, I see. So limbs wise, what I'm feeling more as I pay attention, I'm feeling it a little bit on my left side, like around my wrist and around my elbow. I don't know how much of it was because I was carrying bags today, and how much of it is maybe a bit of like energetic debris, so to speak. But I'm feeling it like here and here in particular, like around the joints, really. And then... Is that right knee? Maybe, but I'm feeling it more on the left. Yeah, I'm feeling more on the left with me, personally. I also got taught, Olympia method by Wendy Mata. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you because if I share it with you, it stops working. So I mirror stuff I'm feeling out, so that figures. Gotcha. Yeah, now that I'm paying attention more, I'm also feeling a little bit in my shoulder too, like on my left side. And that one, I don't think it was carrying. For sure, I think it's energetic. So it's like, it's mostly left side. So like left shoulder, a little bit of left elbow, though that's starting to go away now. And left wrist for sure, I'm feeling it. Right side feels pretty fine. Yeah, it's mostly left. Just saw that. It's not a block, it's just an overflow. I see. Okay. So, out of curiosity, like, what do overflows do? Is it when, like, I'm, like, producing too much energy in one part and it just leaves? Is that what it is? Because I know, like, some people, depending on, like, the energy practitioner, they have different definitions for things. Like, I don't really subscribe too much to the like, I understand more the, like, the under... It's like the underutilized energy centers, or even closed or blocked energy centers, or open energy centers. I don't really think about the overactive ones. Like, overactive doesn't really click with me. Because, like, some of those things that happen with overactive can also happen when you're blocked too. So overflow makes motion. It's kinetic energy mirroring on the spirit of the Ka. Use it for motion. Even thinking might make too much. Interesting. That is interesting. I'm talking gibberish again, sorry. No. For some reason, I actually understood that. So, it's like, yeah, basically, like, if you... It's almost like an overcompensation, from what I understand. Like, I get what you're saying. Hey, but messy, you know me. Like, sometimes, like, I'm pulling a reading, and then, like, after a while, it's like something's, like, coming through, and it feels like gibberish in the moment, but then it actually makes sense when people are actually receiving it. Like, I say talking fortune cookie. I'm talking fortune cookie right now. It happens. And now spread the energy through your entire body. Don't drink any caffeine. Okay. How long do you recommend I wait before I start drinking caffeine again? Because, I mean, I drink tea. Like, yeah, definitely tomorrow I'm not. Because, I mean, I don't need to wake up early tomorrow anyway. It works out. Friday, I don't know. Because, like, I'm leaving, like, first thing in the morning, and I have a hard time waking up in the morning. Tomorrow, tea is fine. It's not an overdose. Okay, great. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll stick a decaf. Yeah, I'll stick a decaf tomorrow. That works. I don't drink coffee too much. I don't drink it when I'm in a crunch. Because I want to make sure it actually works. Like that. And even then, I'm very particular. Okay. Lay your hand on the knee you think is wrong and slowly lift your leg. Hold for 5 seconds. Okay. Alright. So it's the left one. So... okay. Alright. Did it. Maybe I should use the other hand. Hold on. I'm gonna try that. Yeah. Yeah, that felt better. There we go. Yeah, I just need to switch hands. Yeah, that already feels a lot better. Thank you. And then shoulders feeling better, and I'm just feeling a little bit. I'm still feeling a little bit around my wrist and just a touch on my elbow. Yeah, when it comes to any energy work, for sure. For sure, hydration is like number one. Part and parcel. Ooh, yeah, something did happen right there. Okay. I see. Another kind of blockage. Using with molten magma. I see. Yeah, I tend to hold a lot of tension in my shoulders. Yeah, one of my friends did kind of a pseudo weight lifted thing with me, which That did feel better, I will say. She's not as into it as I am, but she's a pretty calming presence. Yeah, and I mean, like, a lot of women in AFABs, they tend to hold a lot of, like, literal and energetic tension around their shoulders and their lower back and their hips. So, yeah, that's pretty normal. Also, it's kind of a signal for me that I need to get back to my yoga practice again. If I had more room in my suit, I usually have more room for my suitcase for, like, a yoga mat, but I might just need to just borrow one when I'm there. You think anything might still be wrong? I think you're ready for Japan. Think about it now. I know my heart's been kind of going through it. Like, emotionally, it's been kind of, like, ups and downs when it comes to... I think it's because, like, this is a massive undertaking I'm taking. Like I mentioned earlier, it's my first trip on my own with my friends and family being super far away from me. I do have a friend, but he's in Tokyo, so pretty far from me. It's about like 5 or 6 hours by driving. About an hour's flight from Haneda. And yeah, this is one that I'm truly on my own. And so it's like part of it's kind of... I think part of it's just like... There are some things where I might need to reconcile a little before I leave, and then there are other parts where I'm gonna have to, like, there are some things that, like, they're not gonna resolve until I'm actually on the ground, until I'm actually there. So, thankfully, Runcy's giving me a reading later on tonight about, okay, what am I really facing in Japan? Because they say a lot about what you're going to deal with in Japan, whether it's the workload, how they look upon foreigners, how they look upon American foreigners in particular, and just how to navigate. Like, it's been about a year since I've done, like, proper courses in Japan, and I'm going to actually be in the country itself. And so... I just really want to do well. Long story short, really want to do well. So I think part of it's just nerves of anticipation. So, but yeah, overall, I feel pretty ready to go. Got the sigil from your heart. Try to scribble it and send it to you. It's hilariously Jamaican. That's gonna be interesting. For sure. But yeah, thanks, Messa. I really appreciate you. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before I'm able to do another Discord listening party, but it's literally a crown, a yellow one. And you know the hilarious thing? Root to Rise Tarot did a self-care pull the other day for me, and she pulled a crown card for me. It's a sovereign of, like, treating myself like the queen I am. And a lot of Saima stuff as well kind of aligns to that idea, which is, like, treating yourself like a queen. And, well, I was born a Leo, so it's like the big thing for them is like regal treatment. So kind of makes sense when you think about it. It's like, remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king. I reference the Lion King a lot. I mean, when I was a kid, apparently I could not sleep until it was played at least once. I even have two VHS copies, one for the house and one for wherever I went. I still have both of them. Game of pasta. What did you say? I mean, okay, pasta? Oh man. Ah, that movie's good. But yeah, that was fun. Thank you. All right. But yeah, I feel much better. But yeah, I mean, the healing part, that's a bit more intensive. Like I tend to do like not as elaborate as what Mesa does, but I kind of just like focus on the centers that just need that extra support, and I kind of call in I call in my guides, angels, whoever is supporting me at this time to basically like thank them for the healing. Like part of it's kind of like part of the thing is really embracing that the healing has already taken place. Yeah, that feels a lot better. That is hilarious. Because, like, ironically, Tanya's chakras are, like, the most open I've seen. That's the irony. Like, they're the most open I've seen, and yet... the Requiem in the messiest room in existence? What the... But she does some pretty complex work, I have to say. Did some spirit work yesterday and I felt a little choppy, but I know it's because I'm trying to get my footing back. Yeah, like when you're out of a routine for a while, be it a spiritual routine or even just something that like you kind of you were like dexterous before and then now you're kind of getting used to it again. Like you kind of know how it's supposed to go, but like because you've been out of practice, it kind of feels like there's like knots, like spiritual knots, so to speak. It feels like it feels very clumsy. So Mess is doing like energy healings. He just did one for me as well. Like I already feel much better. I did some Reiki before I left, so that was actually pretty perfect. Like my local UU fellowship, they do Reiki sessions every first and third Sunday. I missed this Sunday's Reiki session, and I'm gonna be in Japan during the third Sunday, and then I come back to the US during the third Sunday in July, and I'm gonna be missing that Reiki session. So basically, I'm gonna have to wait until August for me to start that back up, and it's gonna be interesting. But on the other hand, though, I'm gonna be in the country where Reiki literally sprang from. So I'm hoping to try at least one session while I'm there. So Tiny's heart chakra was red with a glint of black. Now it's blue with black. Black does exist, but here in this world, it's not known. I'm guessing not known in the spirit world? Interesting. Oh, not known by aura photography, I see. Yeah, probably because, like, aura photography tends to, like, they already have, like, it already comes out dark from the background. So, in terms of like spirit bodies, of course, it would be not showing up as much. Should I get a Reiki session myself, but haven't found one that's near me plus finances. That is totally understandable. Because, I mean, it took me a while to find somebody that I can actually afford. Companions are very particular with who can interact with my energy in such a manner. That is very true. Like, you got to be very particular about who interacts with your energy. I only felt comfortable with Mesa doing it because, I mean, we've interacted for quite a while. And so I don't open myself up to just anyone. Like, there's only right now there's only 4 people that I trust implicitly like that with my energy. Actually 5. It's only 5, like, one hand, only 5 people that I trust with my energy like that. Our batteries intend to keep distance until your emphasis to F off. Yeah, those ancestors. Oh gosh. You have combat PTSD, so that's likely why it's black and red. Oh wow. Like, are you ex-military, Tanya? Oh wow. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, like, yeah, soldiers really go through it, like, between having to go through extreme situations wherever they decide to serve, and then adjusting back to civilian life after years of having certain routines and orders, etc. All these things that you have to do because, well, it's the routine. These are like the proper steps in the procedure. So huge pat on the back to former soldiers, regardless of what corner of the globe you're in, because that can't be easy at all. I know people call it an impossibility of, like, there's no such thing as no war, but, like, I would love a period of no wars. So that way families can live in peace and we heal the planet. And things like drafting won't be necessary. And then a different kind of service will be called for. One where we actually help one another Not that it doesn't exist already, but it's like now it's more of a common gesture. Because especially with all the technology that we have, from our pockets to the rockets. Hey, that rhymes. Especially with the internet. We have to realize that we're global citizens, right? We're on the same planet. So, it just makes... With that kind of knowledge, it makes war very nonsensical. It really makes it makes no sense to me. Why we have wars. Yeah, I think the closest to interact with your energy was your chart. And that's very intimate than that. So, like, I guess including the chart reading, you're probably the sixth person. So you guys want to know my reason for reincarnating as this person. So... yeah, like PTSD is basically like a Chiron wound. It's like the one thing that you're probably not gonna... You're probably not gonna like completely go back to the way you were before it hit. So it's mostly just making sure it heals properly. Like if you are doing healing work, like bare minimum, just not have any additional strain or tugging. Yeah, that stuff changes you. Yeah, like even... yeah, I mean, even I've been through some stuff, and it's like, it's nowhere near the level of, like, PTSD and stuff, but there's been a lot. So, totally understandable. Yeah, don't blame yourself, Momo. Like, if you don't, like, honestly, if you don't get a good vibe, you don't get a good vibe, full stop. So, it's okay. Like, don't beat yourself up. Like, if anything, how a person approaches is more important, especially the one who is more proficient in the approaching. There's a tender way of doing it. Like, for me, when I do taco checkups, for example, I actually don't touch the person directly. It's more so, I'm basically an interpreter, and you just reach out to like a more neutral or gentle object, like a selenite heart that I have, for example. And selenite's self-cleaning, thankfully. But yeah, I don't go that direct. It's kind of like, best way to describe it is like, what I tend to do more is like energy blood work. But like blood work. Or like an energy biopsy. I used to be pre-med, so that's how it kind of came up. So I don't like actually like interfere with you directly. It's more so like, okay, here's a small sample. Let's see what's going on here. And it's like, my energy stays, and then a little bit of something from Lelunia Noel. It's like, my energy stays with me, your energy stays with you. Full stop. And then it's like, whew, okay, there you go. Here comes my second to last life, and another reality. I knew we were going to be all in our previous reincarnations, but everyone in my family wanted to be more, so we planned our lives intending to go back one day. Now I'm stuck in this simulation, so basically great. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Can't play realistic battlefield games either. It's the sounds that are so real, it makes it hard to play, so I no longer play games like that anymore. I want to try it to work through it, but that's when I discovered I couldn't, when I just got so much of the game that it had me thinking and staring into space. And a few nights ago, I did a trauma meditation and ended up reliving things that I don't think I should have. Oof, that is rough. Ugh, sorry, Tanya. Yeah, and especially it can be really hard to disambiguate. Like, I know for like some people that like actually have diagnosed PTSD, there's some movies I can't take them to because of who's starring in it. Reminds them too much of who inflicted their trauma. So I often have to be like very careful, or even like certain kinds of scenes might be triggering. So I often like forward things like doesthedogdie.com, which is basically a site where like if there's like a certain scene or a certain trigger that could pop up, without spoiling the movie too much, it tells like how, like the full context of how it happens, and then they could just basically determine like, okay, like would this be fine with me of doing? Yeah, some things do take time, and then there are other things where it's just one bridge you might not be able to cross. So, totally understandable. So, and give yourself some grace, Tanya. Like you'll find a way to like find some semblance of not like some semblance. I mean, like find some regularity again. Same thing with you, Momo. I think there's ways that you can find like some equilibrium, even if it's not the way that it was before. I know it's difficult. Excuse me. But yeah, I think I might give myself another maybe like 15 minutes, and then we will end the stream, which is hard to believe. It's been an hour and a half. Notice that I'm gonna put myself too. I can't look at certain uniforms, like on YouTube Shorts. If I see a certain uniform, I can't just look and I swipe away fast. Oof. Just scroll the chat to see if anyone else has some issues I might work on with permission. And Momo's team is like Blue Saiyan Aura Blockade. Which, I mean, considering what he said, it makes sense. Like, it's like, for some people, one time is enough. Be like, yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I guess to kind of get a little personal here, it's like being ace. Like for some people, I mean, when people say like you just haven't met the right person yet, for some people, yeah, it literally is you haven't found the right person yet. And then for other people, it's like, what do you mean right person? There's no one. There's literally no one. So it's like a range. Reading everyone's mentions in chat, so you don't think I wasn't ignoring you. Yeah, you're fine, Tanya. And yeah, we all need a little bit of kindness. It just sometimes feels like as if like for trying to make change in our lives, sometimes it feels like as if it has to be like this harshness and discipline and getting this done in a certain way. And I admit, I fall under this trap too. Like, there are moments where I just get super critical of myself. Like the last couple of days have just been so hard of like, why haven't I just been on time for once? Why haven't I done it this way and stuff? Absolutely. And I will do the missed hydration thing. I like water, so it makes sense. And this is funny considering I just for at least a week. You got it. I admit the weekend is going to be very difficult considering that the airport's very strict when it comes to this. And I know like some places they allow reusable water bottles, but they're more understanding if it's like families compared to individuals. So I'm gonna have to get creative when it comes to this. I'm gonna have to pack it in my suitcase, like in my checked bag. But yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna be very on top of the hydration for sure. And thankfully, I do have some holy water in my carry-on, so I'll do like the mist thing, like more literally every chance I get, for sure. But yeah, sometimes you may need some discipline, but there are other times where you just need to like examine yourself with a much more critical is the only word I can really think of, but like it's a more all-seeing eye of like what's going on, and then give yourself more grace of like it's okay. Obviously not too much. But yeah, there's like moments where you have to remember that with this incarnation that we have here as humans, gotta let ourselves be okay with making mistakes. There might be some higher stakes, be it age, be it status, be it some kind of privilege, etc., that might be coming up, for sure. And yet, we still have to remember that we're human at the end of the day. We're trying our best every day with the knowledge and the information we have in front of us. I'll post my chakra photos so you can actually see me. Okay. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, ultimately, we're doing our best. And I'm reminding myself of this too, because I mean, my off-camera friends can tell me I can get pretty hard on myself sometimes. Because especially, like, I admit sometimes, like especially with the degree that I have, it feels like as if I need to be this certain way. But just being me is enough. Just being you is enough. Whatever changes you want to make from there, that's totally okay. But yeah, you have to just remember that, like, you're with these circles, you're with these people, you're with these things for a reason. And that's because, like, well, there's something about you that just makes you awesome to us. But yeah, what I find really entertaining especially is in terms of like readings and stuff. It's kind of, I admit, it's been kind of entertaining to see what's been more metaphorical and what's been more literal when it comes to the pulls that I do. Like Fern just posted that you pulled a storm card and guess who just got a red tornado warning. And it's like, dang, that was literal? Okay. Sometimes, like, confession time. When it comes to my card pool, sometimes I don't I legitimately don't know sometimes how things are going to emerge. Like, one thing I'm not an expert in is timing. And I admit it gets frustrating sometimes when they ask me like when a certain thing's going to happen, because I don't like leading people on honestly about like when things are happening. And well, I mean, this is where it's like where the psychic versus intuitive debate kind of comes in, because like at least like from how I experience it, it's like all psychics are intuitive. Anybody can be intuitive, but not all intuitives are psychic. So whether or not I'm psychic is debatable. They say, I mean, there are some people who have said, yeah, you do have the gift. Like you have it there. You just need to allow yourself to like embrace it. But how that looks like, I have no idea. Sometimes it comes up through things like that, and then there are other times where it's like it might just be really sharp intuition. Because I mean, it's because intuition and psychic abilities, they have like a really great overlap. It's kind of like the Amish and the Mennonites. All Amish are Mennonites, but not all Mennonites are Amish. And so that's why you might see like Amish looking people using cell phones, because they're not actually Amish, they're just Mennonite. That's a very Pennsylvanian thing. And well, I mean, I spent a lot of time with like in Lancaster in particular, which is like has a huge Amish population, so I learned all that. But yeah, kind of similar with like intuition and psychics. It's like all psychics are intuitive, but not all intuitives are psychic. Or at least they, like, for some people they don't really call themselves that, because I mean, even the definition of psychic has variability. But for the most part, there's kind of like this above average sensory perception. It's kind of like, even to like get more fictional, I guess, it's like pony power and the force. Everyone has it. It's just that there are some of them that just tap into it much more easily, either with practice or with the right lineage. More so I believe more in the former, because I feel like lineage alone should not be the determinant of who has what abilities. I think the biggest thing that you have to keep in mind is like there are some things that are not going to emerge in the traditional sense. Like, not everybody figures out themselves in adolescence, or from, like, I was a child when I figured this out, and I didn't have a label with it until I was older. Not everybody has that experience. Some people actually are lucky to figure it out from day one. Other ones, they might take a little bit of a quest. Other ones might actually have the knowledge, but didn't think it applied to them until years later. Like, stuff is variable. That's the human experience. Presuming one thing, if anything, it's kind of foolish. Some have more than midichlorians. Midichlorians, Luke! Oh gosh. But sometimes it's just the way things pan out too. Like, I mean, like Sharut, for example, he trained with the Jedi Order, but he's not. I mean, he's sensitive, but not sensitive enough to be a Jedi. So, so yeah, there's a wide range of experiences. Like, similarly with like theology, I think, and spirituality, there's a wide range of experiences. And so what we need to do is just remember to have grace with the range of experiences. I mean, I've had a range of clients here. Like, some people are atheist or agnostic. Some people are spiritual but not religious. Other people are religious or spiritual with a very specific system. Some people are like me, where it's like very spiritual, not limited to what system it's under. It's just like I see it through all of them. I don't feel too boxed in. I still honor where I came from. Like, I grew up Catholic, and so you think with like all the rules and stuff, like I feel like I'm very like hardline, kind of trad, etc. first off, like the trad stuff doesn't really apply to my culture too much. Like, it's very, there's some things that like wouldn't really work as well in like a traditional European Catholic context that Africans totally do. They like the Latine population as well. They do some of that stuff as well. But yeah, I honor where I came from, which is Catholicism. But then I also have like a web of different things that have really impacted me. Like the number one thing I do remember from when I was younger is that I had a meditation where it was like all of the spiritualities from all over the globe, like all of the entities represented all those things that manifested here on Earth. They all surrounded me and blessed me. I kind of got third person at one point for a little bit, but eventually I was kind of in that space where I was in the middle. So I very much felt like from day one that I was never really boxed into like one theology. There's something like universal here. How we get there, it varies, but it's kind of like the monomyth that like Tomb Raider Underworld kind of covered. Feels like that to me. Hopefully making sense here. I think I'll give us like 3 more minutes. Okay, let me see that. Ooh, that's pretty. How long ago was this taken? That's pretty cool. Is this place in... Oh, 2022, so not that long ago. Nice. There's this one place in New York that does aura photos, and then... Oh yeah, I also have a friend in Philly as well who does aura photography. I should probably reach out to her and try it out at least once. I've always wanted to try it. Not too boxed in either, and I grew up Lutheran. To be honest, I used to be a big Christian, and I'm still torn sometimes of me falling away from that was a bad thing or not, but I don't know. Part of me is like, it's your roots, and the other side is like, but all the experiences you've had, I don't know. Yeah, understandable. Like, I haven't exactly had a bad experience per se with my faith. I didn't have like maybe Sinead O'Connor went through. God bless. Shout out Sadaqat. May memory be a blessing. Rest in peace. I didn't have that extent of experience, or something like Spotlight, or anything adverse like that. I still had very good experiences with the Catholic Church, and yet but then there are some things that ideologically I just don't vibe with. Like the way they treat women and queer people especially. There are some aspects that just don't sit well with me. And then the history of how the church affected my people and indigenous people. And how other faiths have been interacted with. It just... that kind of started my spiritual awakening. Like, I thought at one point I was going to convert to Buddhism. Because I meditate a lot. Like, Buddhism or Hinduism. I thought I was going to convert to those theologies. So I meditate a lot, and I really align with the Bodhisattvas. I still practice quite a bit, and technically there's not really like a conversion per se, depending on who you ask. But yeah, Buddhism's been a big part of my life. It's either like earth-based spirituality, very big thing in my life. Hinduism, I studied a little bit while I was in grad school. Thanks to a professor that I had. You know, he also taught us Rastafari as well, Rastafari, yeah, the Rastafarian religion, and Shinto and Buddhism. I've had a lot of experiences with those. Didn't have a bad experience either. I felt like due to the lack of people around me who actually believed, and also I don't like how I would have to leave Earth afterwards, and how every Christian has some weird fantasy of making Japan Christian. They got Japanese roots too, and one thing, so it's like it's outsiders Japan to make Japan fit them, or not Japan, or it's people you know. I understand what you're saying. Like, I never understood like why people. I mean, it's not just Japan either. Like, it feels like it's also just the way look at people, look at certain places when especially when like those who travel, they try to make as if like the country should conform to them, not us adapting to the country we're traveling to. Like even Hawaii, like prime example, Hawaii. I know it's a state by US law, but for a long time, since day one, that place is a country. And people who are native to that place treat it as such. And so, us as mainlanders should treat Hawaii as such, a sovereign place. Especially since it's far away from the mainland. So, I just never understood it. And then Japan, and then here's the funniest thing about Japan and Christianity. It's kind of interesting that like, it's like, I think now it's actually more solidly like 1%. Before it was like less than 1%. And funnily enough, the university I'm going to is one of the few Christian universities over there. The other one, which I actually wanted to go to grad school at one point over there, is Sophia University, which is a Catholic university that, fun fact, pop stars like Carrie Ann Inaba and Crystal K attended there. So, bit of a fun fact, but like, yeah, Sophia University, and where I'm going is St. Angakuin. Yeah, those places are Christian institutions, which is really interesting. But yeah, it's just awkward because it's like, I think especially because, I mean, I literally come from I'm literally born from I'm a child of immigrants coming from a nation that was, well, founded by immigrants. So like, it makes me so hyper aware of how much, especially when we're going to places that have a longer lineage of being in the same place for a long time. If anything, I need to work hard at making sure I don't rock the boat too much, because it's so much easier to judge and hate and shun and get excluded and never seen again for just being a bad stranger or a bad visitor. Like, those bad visitors to make it harder for everyone else to learn. It's so awkward. Okay, so Messages just posted the aura colors thing. So indigo with reddish pink. Interesting. And then Tanya was red with black. It's not negative, but don't know what the meaning is. I've never learned that. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, indigo is definitely my color. Like, it's actually my favorite color. Because I mean, I could not decide between blue and purple. That's kind of the running joke for me. So like, I like indigo because it's like the nice middle color between the two. And it's just pretty. And according to this, is indigo is intuitive, wise, and empathetic, which makes sense. And then reddish pink. So red means passionate, energetic, and confident, and then pink is caring, loving, and romantic. Oh wow. That's cool. But yeah, in terms of like black, at least from what I remember from some spiritual circles, like black is more protective of a color because it's one of two colors that has the whole spectrum. It has the most spectrum of the colors. So black is like what happens when like you have all of them blend together. And then white is when they're all blending together in terms of the light spectrum. So like black is when they're blended together in terms of the material spectrum, and then white is when they're blended together when it's all in the light spectrum. So either way, you're combining all of them together. So that's why I like black and white. It feels like a strong combination because they are two different combinations of seeing the entire rainbow all together in one solid color. From a very spiritual standpoint. That's how I see it anyway with those colors. And that's why, like, in some magical circles, a banishing color is black. And then the universal color, like if you don't have any of the colors of candles, like if you're doing candle spells, for example, white's often used. Yeah, or by a bad gaijin or gaikokujin, outsider, foreigner, but yes, I hope you have fun. People understand that they're foreign, just be respectful, follow the law, etc. Yeah, that's like the bare minimum. The bar's kind of in hell. The bar's in hell. It's just basically just the basic definition when it comes to traveling is just don't be a jerk. Just look up at bare minimum, like the basic customs of whatever place you're going to and respect them. And they're gonna give you a bit of flack, like not flack, a little bit of slack because you're not from there. That is amazing. Yeah. And even though I haven't been in Japan until this upcoming trip, I have been interacting with a lot of Japanese cultural spaces for a very long time. I did Aikido for 13 years from a Japanese Hawaiian Aikido master, God rest his soul. And I have been more or less a lifelong scholar. Like, I wouldn't consider myself as an expert, but like in terms of like an amateur scholar, like I've been watching a lot of J-dramas, I've been watching a lot of anime, read a lot of manga, did a lot of research projects. A couple of my research projects were actually about Sailor Moon, in the academic level, no less. Let me know if you want me to share those papers, if you want to see them. But I've very much been in those spaces. But yeah. And it goes mostly, it's also calm, you're mostly the energetic part. Yeah, I like people to feel comfortable. That's my big thing. It's like I like people to be comfortable in whatever space they're in. I want people to feel at home and feel safe to be themselves. That's been like my core MO. Whether it's on the internet or in my literal home or just being around me. I want people to be comfortable. To be themselves around me. And it's like, if you don't vibe, that's fine. I respect your energy enough to find a place where you do vibe. Ooh, Rakuten Viki. I use that service too. I love that service. Like, also Netflix has been stepping their game up when it comes to the J-dramas. Yeah, Rakuten Viki. I used Viki before Rakuten bought it up. And then I had to get an account. And then, oh my gosh. The site Drama Fever. I mean, I think they do have a channel on Roku. So that's probably why. Because I have a Roku box downstairs. Also, there's Avatar Roku from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Huge fan of that show. The way they talk about chakras is so accurate. For sure. I'm just the head, huh? Oh man, guys. I wish I did not have to leave, but I'm gonna have to. In terms of like the stream. In terms of how I'll come back, honestly, no idea. I have literally no idea. I won't know for sure until I'm finished packing. But one thing's for sure, regardless of how long it takes, whether I'm not able to do the streams until like I come back or whatever else that I happen to update, you'll know. The moment you'll see something, you guys will know for sure. So, I'm trying to like not go third person again with like the shock of like this is actually happening. I mean, granted, the first trip I often imagined it being Tokyo first or some sort of trip, but hey, the fact that I'm going, that is massive. I'm still discussing the fact that I'm going. Enjoy your flight. Try the 7 grades matcha. Will do. Yeah, I've been getting so many tea recommendations. I also really want to try... Other things I want to try are Kumamoto ramen and also Japanese Kit Kats. The most Japanese Kit Kats I've tried is matcha Kit Kats, but I want to try other flavors. I heard like there's like bakeable ones. I really want to try those ones because they sound delicious. And other things I want to do. I want to go to a Japanese beach. I want to go to an onsen or a sento. Ooh, 7 grades matcha gelato. Ooh. Got me in on that. Need to refill this. Oh. Yeah, that sounds delicious, actually. Count me in on that. And thankfully, I signed up for a proper tea ceremony this time. So, like, I'm excited to try that. Like, I have been taught so many times how you're supposed to do that. And I did try one last year when I was in Vermont. But I want to, like, now that, like, the authentic one's happening, I'm so excited to try it. One thing you should try is some Japanese fast food, some Yoshinoya. Ah, yes! Yoshinoya. Really want to try that. I also want to try cocoa curry. I've had Ichiran in New York City. Okay, one place I really want to try as well is Ippudo ramen. And thankfully the place I'm staying in is near an Ippudo, so I can at least try that while I'm there. Tonkatsu curry. I've had tonkatsu actually here in my home state. There's a place called Ramen Kumamoto, because like the owner's actually from Kumamoto, and they have tonkatsu curry over there, and it's so good. But of course, I gotta try the OG version of it. There's so many things I am so excited to try once I'm there. Just it feels so surreal. Like I'm so used to like just thinking about it in my room, like meditating, like one day I'm gonna be there, and then like I'm actually gonna be there, albeit in a very different expectation than what I was gonna do. And sushi roll. Okay. Go there if you like sushi, of course. Yeah, I gotta have the sushi, of course. Not a very heavy seafood lady, but I do like my sushi. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to like not try not to overthink it, because it's like I'm going from like imagining it to I'm actually going. Oh my gosh. I can just like sushi. Yeah, for me it's like, it's really interesting. Like, I'm not a fan of like most seafood, especially like the more fishy stuff, but I can eat sushi, and I can eat crustaceans pretty easily, like crab and shrimp, scallops. Scallops are my favorite. Lobster. I can cook a pretty good I can cook a pretty fine lobster too. With anything. Mom loves her shrimp. She's allergic to crab, but she could have any other crustaceans just fine. It's interesting. But yeah. Yeah, I'm more of a protein lady. And like one dish I really want to try, I won't be able to do it this time, but like the next time I'm there, I really want to try Genghis Khan. It's like a it's like a Hokkaido hot pot. And then like for those who lean more towards the vegan area, um places that do like Buddhist diets, like the Buddhist temple food, they're pretty good. So I recommend those if you're like lean more towards like veganism or vegetarianism. And then Ryokan. One thing I'm gonna do like basically early on in the trip, they're gonna actually take us to like Shinto temples, and actually like teach us like some of the rituals that happen there and the religious life that's in Japan, which is like right up my alley. I'm super excited. My last friend I know will stuck on the show around there if he's up for it. Probably not. He's in NEET. Oh gosh. But yeah, gonna have a lot of fun. I will be sure to take plenty of photos. I think the most I could I just realized. I feel ridiculous. Why didn't I think of this? The most I could probably guarantee is maybe some articles. Maybe. Just maybe. I say that now and then it's like I'm in the thick of classes and I'm too tired to write anything. But it would be nice to actually put up some articles for you guys to like read as you go. A lot of like thought stuff. Because I'm a lady who thinks deeply. So I am a lady who thinks who thinks deeply. So if I don't manage to get like live streams back up while I'm there, the next thing I could probably promise is like more writing, because I've been wanting to do more writing lately and I miss being on Substack, so I want to come back to it. I've always wanted to try there. Like that place looks so cool. It's like Imihara vending machine park in Kanagawa. Okay, let me see how far that is. I admit my my prefecture knowledge is a little rusty. I used to do like there's like a site called Memrise, where they had like SRS kind of memorization, and they had one where you can like memorize the prefectures in Japan. I mean, Kanagawa is also where like the famous wave photo that Hokusai did, the wood carving that he did. That's where it's from. Okay, that's toward like, oh yeah, that's in Tokyo. Like near Tokyo, like around like Hakone and Kamakura. That's probably gonna be the next trip. This time might be a little too hard. Oh, Sagamihara. Okay. But yeah, Kanagawa, yeah, might be a little difficult this trip, but the next one for sure. Yeah, one thing I gotta do is like if I do travel abroad, like study abroad like that again, I definitely need to like give myself maybe like a week or two to like try traveling certain places. But yeah, really want to try Hakone. Yokohama's another place I really want to go to. One objective I really want to do is the Shikoku Pilgrimage, which is like the smallest mainland island in Japan. And there's like 88 temples, and then there's like 14, I think it's called like Bangayan, or like bonus sites. Takes about 45 days to do on average if you're going like really fast rate. And oh, Okinawa, bucket list item right there. Because I mean, I heard the weather is like very similar to like Miami or Honolulu, where the climate's very similar, and it's like this very interesting mix of, um, well, obviously like Ryukyu and Kyushu cultures, as well as a little bit of like a little bit of an American vibe because of like the military bases down there. Junglio, Okinawa. I think I've heard of that place. There's this one play park in Australia that borrowed a same concept in like Queensland. I don't remember the name of it, but there's this one really cool lady that I met from there. I think we chatted so much because like we also had mutual interest in Japanese culture, and we communicated a little bit. And we talked about like linguistics as well. Yeah, we vibed pretty well. Anyway, I should probably get going. I really enjoyed this. It kind of was more like a conversation rather than AM, even though there was a little bit of an AMA. But I had a lot of fun. Anybody else have any more questions for me before I go? Because now's your chance. And then we could probably like ask more questions as I go through the country, I guess, or however I do this. It's gonna be interesting. Aw, I'm glad. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wind down then. But if y'all have any more questions, feel free to like maybe like post them on Discord or something. And if you want me to like maybe like make a video of them, just let me know. Just put them in like maybe like in the questions, like feel free to make a video response or something. Or you just want me to like please just respond to the Discord only. Just whatever you want me to do. Anyway, if things go according to plan, in terms of videos and stuff, the next live streams should resume around the summer solstice, so June 20th. So that gives me some time to actually adjust to the time zone, adjust to classes, just get used to everything. And I'll be able to like put videos up. Now, giving a little heads up to my American viewers, it's mostly going to be pretty early in the morning for you guys. At least for my East Coasters. The West Coast peeps might not have as hard of a time, but yeah, East Coasters for sure, y'all are gonna have a hard time. Huge apologies for that. But I still hope you find it entertaining at least. The Europeans, however, you're probably gonna have a field day. Because at least I'm like 6 hours ahead, I think, for most of the countries that are in my bandwidth. So y'all have so much easier of a time. So take advantage of it while you're here. But anyway, Charities seasons of the Betweeniors network. Working on getting a contribution for that pretty soon. At the moment I get that information, you'll be the first to know. I also run a Japanese English online exchange group, which is happening on Mondays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is around 9 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, which is about 10 a.m. In Japan time. So if you want to practice your Japanese while you're there, the link is in my foreign language thread on Discord if you want to join in on that. There's a bunch of people from Philly that tend to jump on there, so if you want to chat with some chill Americans, you're welcome to do so, as well as some people that are working in Japan as well. Discord listening party will resume in July, but we might have occasional streaming nights whenever I can during the month of June, so keep an eye out for any more notifications of events. Finally, I am planning on attending the Queen Herbie Isle of Queen tour. She's coming to the East Coast around late July, early August, so I'm still need to get the tickets for that, but I'm hoping to get them while I'm in the country, so by the time I get back there's something I can look forward to, so fingers crossed. Anyway, here's social media in case you want to find me outside this channel. I got Blue Sky, I got Discord, I got TikTok, I got Twitch. I also simulcast on my YouTube channel, MK Off the Air, the second channel, Theological Otaku. If things go to plan, fingers crossed. If I could do it in real time, ideally, that would be really nice. That's where I'm going to put my travel vlogs, as well as maybe some essays once I get a little bit more established. Otherwise, if things don't pan out in terms of the real life, like the real time edits, it's most likely going to end up here after the trip's over. So, but post regardless will be happening pretty soon on the second channel. So keep an eye out for that. In case you're more into the written word, which is probably where most likely I'll be with the way things are working out tech-wise, it's going to be on my Substack, thirdnerd.substack.com. If you want, like, my campaign is over, but I still have my coffee shop open in case you guys still want readings. Just to give you a heads up, it might be a little delayed, but then again, the delay might not register too much if you're in the United States, because you guys are literally going to be a day before me, so might not be too bad, but just a heads up in case, like, I get delayed because of classes and stuff, y'all know why. But I'm still open to taking commissions in case you guys want me to do some pulls while I'm there. It's going to be very limited, but I'm still available for that. Coffee.com/Tonders. But if there's certain ones you want me to do, it's probably going to have to wait until after I get back in July. If you want to support, but one thing you still can do, if you prefer material support, I have a Throne wish list. Throne.com/Tondersia. And especially since I'm going to be back around late July or early August, which is closer to my birthday month, if you want to send me a present, that's a way to do that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway. Finally, this episode was filmed in the homelands of the Nanticoke-Lenape peoples. To learn more about whose indigenous lands you're occupying and ways you can contribute to the project, be it with knowledge, donations, learning about history, etc., visit native-land.ca for more information. So again, here's my shop in case you want to try out some stuff. Other ways you can help me, you can help support me. You can continue tuning into the channel whenever you can. You can donate via my shop or via bits, or you can purchase items which are on the right side of the screen. The prices actually are going to change pretty soon to something more affordable. So keep an eye out for the changes that are going to occur. That should make it a lot easier. It was only this price because, well, I was running a campaign, but now I'm going to drop it back down to a much more affordable tier. Anyway. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Hope you all have an awesome time. So there's no more streams until the 20th. So just keep an eye out for your notifications when I come back. But until next time, oyasumi nasai. Get plenty of rest. Drink plenty of water, especially with all the energetic stuff we've been doing today. Shout out to Mesa. And as always, in the words of Master Yensid from my favorite game series, Kingdom Hearts, may your heart be your guiding key. Till next time, everybody, I'll see you later. And for the last time until Letha, for those who are watching live, stand by for a raid. For those who are watching the replay, or those who are on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Hard to believe we're up to this point, but we are here. Take care, everybody.